Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be opening my last Lorwyn Eclipsed Play Booster box. I know it's been a while. This set has been out for a while and we've had an entire other set come out before this video came out. So it's definitely been a while since this set has come out. So the prices have definitely come down to what they should be. So like usual, any card that's over $2 will show up on screen. Yeah. It's not a lot. There's a few rares. There's obviously the Shocklands and then Formidable Speaker and then the Hexing Squelcher. Yeah. And then there's some mythics that are also pretty decent. So yeah, let's just get into it. Sorry that it's taken me so long to finally do this video. I was hoping, I was waiting to do this video when they finally started showing off some Strixhaven, or the Secrets of Strixhaven spoilers, which they started doing that last week. So I'm sure a lot of people have probably already seen most of them, but just wanted to talk about a few of the ones that I've seen that are pretty cool. At our first rare, we got Ashling Rekindled. Pretty cool, that flips over into Ashling Runebound. Pretty cool elemental card. And then we got a borderless foil plains. So I guess talk about the well, one of the new mechanics besides some of the other things. I'm not really going to talk about what each school does, because in Strixhaven it's 5 separate colleges, if you didn't know that. And each one has obviously a different color set. So you've got the Quandrix, which is green-blue, if I'm not mistaken. We got the Silver Quills, which is black-white, or white-black. And then there's Prismari, which is blue-red. We got our first mythic. We got the Spine Rock Tyrant. Not the best mythic, but still pretty cool. I think the artwork on it looks pretty sick, so not gonna complain about that. Where was I at? There's Lorehold, which is white-red. And then there's, what's the last one? Witherbloom? Is that what the last one's called? I think so. Got the Twin Flame Travelers in the borderless. And then the Lava Leaper, which are rare. Anyway, yeah, so that's the 5 different schools, and Witherbloom is black-green. So, yeah. Oh, we got a special guest card. We got Helix Pinnacle. Definitely an interesting win con if you can ever manage to get it off. But pretty cool artwork. Didn't even know this special guest was in the set. Kind of didn't even look at the special guest before opening this box, because didn't expect to get one. But that's pretty cool. Anyway, we got Winnowing, and then Tristan's Command, and then a Taster of Wares. So that was a quadruple rare / mythic pack. So it's the most amount of rares or mythics you could get in a pack. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them are really good, but still cool to see. Anyway, back to Secrets of Strixhaven, which comes out on the 24th. So a little over almost 3 weeks away. So yeah, I have pre-ordered a collector box. Got Rise Evermore. I want to get another one, but I don't. A lot of the other ones I've seen, I don't want to pay as much as what some people want for them. So I do have one ordered. Don't have any play boosters ordered. I don't know if I'll get any yet. Because if I wanted to get any, I'd probably get them in Japanese. But then if I got them in Japanese, then if I were to do videos on it, nobody would know what any of the cards are unless you know based off of the artwork, since they'll all be in Japanese. But we got our first Shockland of the box, and hopefully not last. We got Steam Vents, which is the second best one of this set. Sorry if I didn't even think about it, but sorry if the focus was off that entire time because of Cameo's face. Yeah, because the Japanese boxes, because in this they have the Mystical Archive coming back, which if you don't know what that is, they've had it in the first Strixhaven set, which is a bunch of instants and sorceries that they bring back from older sets and stuff. Got Rimfire Torque, a rare. We got the Attentive First Year. I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. It's the second rare, and then we got Twin Flame Travelers, and uncommon. What was I saying? So bad at this. Already forgotten. Oh yeah. The Mystical Archive is back in this, and they have it to where they have special Japanese exclusive artwork cards, and they look really cool, and they're definitely the main things that are sought after. We got Twilight Diviner, so rare. And we got Hexing Squelcher. This is the best rare of the set and the best artwork of it too, so in the showcase, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so from the original Strixhaven set, one of the best cards you could get is, actually the best cards you could get in that artwork was the Demonic Tutor, which I do in fact have one that I guess I'll show right now just to give you an idea of what they look like. But that's what they look like. That's the Demonic Tutor that you could get from the first Strixhaven set. They don't have this in the new one, but they have another tutor that is not quite as good, but also can be better in some situations. They have Vampiric Tutor, being a card that's coming out of it, and yeah, we got High Perfect Morcant as a rare. So Vampiric Tutor is one of the cards that they've showed off for that artwork. It looks really cool. I'll throw up an image of it on the screen, I guess. And then another mythic that they've showed off is the Force of Will. I think one of the free counter spells you can get. Also really cool. I'll show up the Japanese artwork for that one as well. Get the Selfless Safe Right. Sure, most people that care have probably already seen it, but I'll put it up for anybody who hasn't. They look really good, so, and you can get them from collector boxes no matter the language, but those cards will always come in Japanese. So yeah, if you're hoping for English versions and the really cool artwork, they don't exist, but doesn't matter because the artwork is so good. So and there's quite a few other ones they've showed off. Stock Up is getting a reprint, which is a really good uncommon from Aether Drift. So got Goliath Daydreamer, rare, and several other things as well. Then some of the special guest cards are pretty cool as well. They got Library of Lang. It's the one that instead of discarding, you can put cards on top of your library. And then they also have Sylvan Library as well, another pretty good card for special guests. Got another mythic. We got Morningtide Light. Morningtide's Light, pretty cool. Not the best mythic, still pretty cool. Yeah, the big new mechanic that is coming out in Secrets of Strixhaven is Prepare. And essentially what Prepare is, it shows up, I think, mostly on creatures, if not only on creatures. Stop. That essentially their creature is almost like an adventure. We got Overgrown Tomb, second Shockland out of the box. Pretty good. Kind of like an adventure, but instead of the instant and sorcery being on the left of the card, it's on the right. And instead of it getting exiled after you cast it, creature has to be in play and prepared for you to be able to cast it. And then obviously, like, ruling still applies, so if it's a sorcery, only on your turn. If it's instant, you can do it whenever you can cast an instant. We got Bloodline Bidding as a rare. So one of the mythics that they've showed off from the set has Ancestral Recall on it, which, if you don't know what that card is it's a card that came out back in alpha and beta, one of the first cards. It's on the reserve list, meaning it will never be reprinted, and yet they have managed to find a way to put it onto a creature. This creature is obviously a mythic, and it's the headliner of the set, so it's got a really cool serialized artwork version of it that I'll put up on the screen for everybody to see if you haven't already. I got Kensair Sentry, rare, but it has it to where it enters the battlefield prepared, the creature, and then I think you can, it does cost 5 mana to get down, but it is a 5 mana 5/5 with flying, and ward 2, I think, and it's blue, obviously. It enters the battlefield prepared, and since it's prepared, you can cast Ancestral Recall. Got Bridges Command, which has it to where target, it's an instant for 1 mana, target player draws 3 cards. So obviously really good to be able to draw a card, 3 cards for 1 mana. And once a creature, once you cast a spell on a creature that is prepared, it is no longer prepared. So the only way to re-prepare it is on that one. I think you exile like 5 cards from your graveyard. We got Gloom Reaper, so rare, and then Bree of Clan Stoutarm. How do you say it? Yeah, on that guy you can, on the card you can, I think, exile 5 cards from the graveyard and then re-prepare it. But there are other ways to prepare creatures. There's spells that you can do it with, and there's a land that they have coming out that you can pay 3 and tap and prepare a creature. So there are other ways that you could get your Ancestral Recall again. So that's just one example. They have a 1 mana 1/1 creature in green. Got Tam, Mindful of First Year, that has Rampant Growth on it. Ramp spell that's just 2 mana, search your library for a basic and put it onto the battlefield tap. So pretty cool. And they do have new spells as well, or new instants and sorceries on them. They're not, I don't think they're all reprint or cards that have existed before. I'm not too sure. We got Disruptor of Currents is our rare. But yeah, definitely a interesting mechanic. And then Each of the schools has their own like unique mechanic as well. Not gonna go over them because I know them, but I don't know them too well to really talk about most of them. But I will talk about the dragons for each of the schools because each of the schools is kind of named after a dragon, or yeah. We got Mirror Mine Crown, that's our rare. And we got a mythic. We got Glen Elendra's Answer. Interesting. Not too sure how good that one is, but that's what it is. So for the lore hold, has it to where all of your spells gain, all your instants and sorceries gain Miracle 1, 2, Miracle 2, I think. Essentially what Miracle 2 is essentially if you draw that card, an instant or sorcery. Got another mythic. We got Soul Immolation. And the showcase art. Pretty cool. Essentially, Miracle has it to where if you were to draw an instant or sorcery, you can cast it that turn that you drew it for, I guess, 2 mana, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it gives a Miracle 2. Or 4. I can't remember. It gives it Miracle, though. And then Witherbloom gives all your instants and sorceries affinity for creatures. We got Deepway Navigator, which affinity for creatures means that each creature you control will discount that instant and sorcery's generic mana cost for 1 for each creature. So pretty cool. I know a lot of people are building commander decks around that card. We got a third Shockland. We got Blood Crypt. All different Shocklands, so pretty cool. We got Spry and Mighty. Second rare. And then for Prismari, he gives all instants and sorceries Storm, which is pretty good. Storm has it to where when you cast a spell, copy it for each other spell that's been played that turn. So can definitely go off, but does cost quite a bit. We got another mythic. We got Aurora Awakener. Pretty cool mythic. I don't think, well, most of these mythics are not the best. You really want to get the elemental incarnations and the Bitterbloom Bearer and some of the other ones. Bloom Tender and stuff like that, but still, that's 5 mythics and technically 6 with the special guest. Anyway, back to the dragons. There's Spry and Mighty again in the showcase. And there's Silver Quill, which gives all your instants and sorceries casualty 1. Which essentially has it to where when you cast it, you can sacrifice a creature. Don't know if it's non-token creature. I think it's just creature. We got Flitterwing Nuisance. And then the Figure of Fable. Second rare. Got him almost through the box and I'm not done talking. Maybe I should slow down. Yeah, casualty 1, which means that you can sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater and then copy the spell. And then Quandrix makes it to where your instants and sorceries have Cascade, which Cascade is you exile cards off the top of your library until you exile a non-land spell, or yeah, non-land card, and then you, as long as it's say you cast something that's 6 mana, as long as it's 5 mana or less, you'll be able to cast that card. We got Adept Water Shaper. So you'll keep exiling until you hit a card that you can play. We got Champions of the Perfect. Second rare. Foil. So definitely pretty good. All the dragons seem pretty good. all their abilities. It's pretty cool in general. Then there's another whole cycle. I think each color is getting a card that I gave it a word, but I don't know how to say it. We got Rimfire, Torque again. Got Tristan, Callous Cultivator. It flips over into Tristan, Penitent Caller. Yeah, there's a cycle of, I think, sorceries. I don't know if they'll all be sorceries, but cycle in every color that has it to where once you cast it, I'm sure they'll all cost a decent amount of mana, but once you cast it at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, you can choose to cast a copy of it. Well, yeah, I think once you cast it, it's exiled, and then every turn you can cast it at your first upkeep at the beginning of your first main step. Got Champions of the Shoal. So pretty cool. I can't remember what the red one. They've showed off the red one. I can't remember exactly what it did. I think it does something. Oh yeah, I think you exile cards off the top of your library until you exile mana value 4 or greater cards, and then you can cast them for free? Question mark. But it does cost quite a bit of mana to get it going. So we got Doran, Beseeched by Time. It's our rare. That's rare. Well, I'm out of packs now. So yeah. This box was not very good, let's be honest. I mean, well, it's not terrible. It did have 3 Shocklands. It did have the best rare of the set. Yeah. So, and then we did get a special guest. I don't think it's worth too much, and then there are 5 mythics, which is pretty cool. None of which are insanely good, but also pretty cool. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to Strixhaven. I'll be going to the pre-release for this one. And yeah, as long as I get there early enough, I'll plan on choosing Lorehold as my pre-release kit, since they are doing one for each of the different schools. So I do plan on choosing them. But yeah, like I said, I have a collector box that I will have that video go out on the 20th for Secrets of Strixhaven. Still haven't determined if I want to get any play booster boxes, because like I said, they'd be in Japanese only to try to hit the special Japanese artwork cards, because you can't get them in anything except for Japanese play boosters, but collector boosters have them in them, and they have the special like silver foil treatment that you can get on them. So I don't know if I'll buy any play boosters or just buy another collector box or 2. I haven't determined yet. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. But other than that, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.